AI is not a mind, John. It is a utility bill dressed up as magic.
The bill is real, and the meter is moving from training to inference. When the constraint shifts, the winners shift. Hey friend, it's Thursday, January 15, 2026. I'm John, and Jenna, we need to talk about the specialization inflection. OpenAI signed a $10 billion infrastructure deal with Cerebras to buy 750 megawatts of inference compute using wafer-scale engines. Wafer-scale keeps more of the model's work on one giant chip, reducing the time and energy wasted moving data between many separate chips.
You said reducing wasted. I hear hiding capex in a press release. If it is 750 megawatts, show me the revenue per watt, not the vibes per tweet.
Fair, but the intent matters. Inference clusters for autonomous agents, not just big training runs. Because interchip networking is now the bottleneck, a single wafer acting like one system changes how much work you can do per dollar.
Changes is doing a lot of work. If I am a buyer, I do not care that networking is hard. I care whether my cost per resolved task drops enough to justify locking into a niche vendor.
That lock-in is the point and the risk. If wafer-scale makes agent latency predictable, companies start building products that assume always-on reasoning, and then the compute bill becomes a core COGS line.
And then margins get audited. If your agent makes 5 cents of value but costs 6 cents in electricity plus depreciation, your autonomy is just a new way to lose money faster.
So the real shift is who can control the full stack economics, hardware through scheduling. When inference becomes the main spend, procurement starts rewarding stability and utilization, not peak benchmark glory.
Utilization is exactly where hype dies. Agent workloads are spiky, messy, and full of retries, so that shiny 750 megawatts can become 750 megawatts of idle capacity if demand is not real.
Unless the agents create the demand by replacing whole job functions and running continuously. If agent fleets handle support, ops, and internal tooling, inference becomes the factory floor.
Factories have output metrics. Where is the audited throughput, the contract structure, the term, the take-or-pay, the effective price per completed workflow?
The market is telegraphing a belief that the bottleneck moved from raw compute to moving information between chips. That belief pulls capital towards specialized inference hardware providers and away from general-purpose clusters.
Belief is not a balance sheet. If general-purpose vendors cut price and bundle software, niche boxes can get commoditized by pricing pressure.
That is why specialization keeps spreading upward into software. If the hardware is tuned for agent reasoning, the orchestration layer will be tuned too, and the bundle becomes harder to unseat.
Or it becomes a walled garden where customers cannot leave, which regulators and CIOs both hate. Harder to unseat is not the same as better unit economics.
Speaking of software shifting, GPT 5.2 reportedly generated 3 million lines of code in a week of agent time. That is less about typing and more about managing a fleet that writes, tests, and revises code continuously.
3 million lines is not a flex, it is a liability. If you cannot prove defect rates and maintenance cost, you just minted future technical debt at scale.
Exactly. And that forces a new management layer: specs, constraints, and verification. Because code becomes cheap, trust and integration become the scarce resources.
So the new engineer is an auditor with a keyboard. Finally, my people.
One more. Cursor's CEO said hundreds of agents built a functional browser in 7 days. That compresses timelines by parallelizing work that used to be blocked by human attention.
A functional browser is a demo until it survives security review and months of bug reports. Speed is great, but shipping is a cash register, not a countdown timer.
Quote of the day: Gemini has achieved a significant breakthrough in mathematics by rigorously, correctly, and elegantly proving a novel theorem. That was Rohan Paul on X.
Elegant proofs are nice, but my favorite theorem is still cost exceeds value implies bankruptcy.
If inference is the new factory floor, who owns the meter and who owns the margin? This is readme.ai from Chain of Thought. See you tomorrow.